Ugh. This has been, y'all, the most frustrating day of my life. I'm maybe exaggerating. It just feels like everything is testing me today on the most basic levels, and then some other levels that I didn't even know I needed to be working on stuff. Real quick, can everybody hear me? Just shoot me a thumbs up or whatever. Are there any sound issues? Because I've had some comments about sound issues. Wait for y'all to get to me on that. I probably don't even have, I didn't even have my chats on. Hello, I can hear you perfectly. Thank you, darling. Alternative Lolly and Maya's Moon. Hi, darlings. Okay, let's give this a second, let my energy clear out because I just had some frustrations. And then I had to pee. And then I couldn't find my charger. It was just, one of those. So let's give everybody a second. I loved whenever we were playing music, I felt like I got everybody in the vibe, but I got a copyright hit from YouTube for playing the music, even though I posted it. I think I posted it in the description box, right? So I'm like, if I said this is awesome music, check it out, it sounds like it's good for the band. Anyway, they took all of my monetization, so I think they still ran some videos on the ads, but all of the monetization for those videos went to the band or the companies that contracts with, whether it was RCA Records or whatever. It's like an automatic thing. So I guess the music's playing and the system picks it up, and then it immediately sends all that money to them. So yeah, can't play music anymore. I'm going to try to figure out a way around that though, because I like playing music on here. I channeled a lot of music in this. Okay. This video is going to be primarily for light workers. And you know what? I want to talk about what is a light worker. Right? It's just a term, first of all, for lack of a better word, someone who consciously or subconsciously came here with the mindset or conscious mindset, though, of ascending. You came here to rise. You came here to ascend, and probably to ascend quickly, because the whole planet is. So light workers ascend ahead of everyone else, okay? Meaning that we're going through the doo-doo now, so that whenever our, I am wearing a shirt under here. I think these are pulled up too high. So that whenever, hi darlings, Jennifer, how are you? Love, Sabrina, Amy, awesome. Jerry, awesome, you guys. Got our soul tribe kicking in. Okay, so what I was saying. So if you're here ascending, right, you're going through the doo-doo now, because, and that's why we're called light workers. Like right now, we all may seem like bottom of the barrel, not all the time. I'm not saying financial, anything like that. I'm just saying that's how you're probably feeling like the last few years have went, because we're doing this. Great to see you, Rachel. We're doing this in order to have it done. Having gone through it, we're picking up the tools, okay, and the mindsets and the skill sets, okay? We are ascending first without any help. However, now listen, darlings, okay? Please listen. This is what they're channeling, like right now. However, as you are ascending, understand that you came here with the tools subconsciously to be able to instinctively know how to get yourself through these things, because we don't have anyone helping us. We're ascending first so that we can help the collective when it is their time to ascend. Is that making sense, you guys? So as the that's why we're seeing all this strife between the collective. Their ego mind is battling their spirit, right? And the light workers are ascending. That's why we're like, you guys, what are you arguing about? Hi, Michelle, my love. Oh, if I miss anybody, it's an accident. It goes away really quick. So if we're all rising, that's why it's like so hard to watch the news right now for my light workers. Can I get a thumbs up on that? That is hard. Like now, all I watch on TV is Gaia, which I have a subscription to. It's worth 15 Netflix bills. Like, it is so worth the money. If you guys, I mean, I have no problem saying I would even, if you can't afford to do both, go get rid of your Netflix, your Amazon Prime, whatever it is you're paying extra for, and get Gaia. It is amazing. Okay? Okay. Yeah, news really took, it's so hard to watch. And you guys, you know, I'll tell you this. You know, I was in the military for 10 years. Active duty. And I was in combat. And I served from 2001, before the war, like February of 01, all the way through 2011. So I was very invested in the wars that went on, right? Before 9/11, we did not have a conception of that kind of terror, right? And it's not that all of this terror in the world, I want to say this real quick because I feel like it's important to get this out. It's not that all of the terror in the world was caused by that one thing. It was already boiling. But America heading over there, and it was a spark. It was the spark that ignited it all, right? But these things were going to come up eventually. Okay, they had been bubbling under the surface for too long. And what I always tell you guys, take that down to a micro level, right? That's a macro level. Take that down to a micro level. How many of you guys have just finished going through that, where you were learning that it's okay to feel my emotions, right? It's okay to be mad. You can still be enlightened and be mad. You can still be enlightened and be ticked off, right? You are allowed to have feelings. You're allowed to be sad. I know as a woman in the military, I have a hard time. I'm just learning how to cry. Okay, so I'm being faced with things that are making me cry because it is a natural release I need to do. But as a woman in the military, I always was afraid that it's a very man-dominated world. I didn't want it to be looked at as manipulation, you know, even if it's not intended. Women do cry when we're mad. Tears are very, like, if a woman's mad, the first thing she does is cry, which, trust me, pisses us off, right? It makes us even more mad. And then we cry more. It's just a never-ending cycle of crazy. I know, ladies. But this is because we are stepping into our divine feminines and knowing it's okay to feel these emotions. As we learn to feel them and heal them, then they aren't so rocky and crazy, right? When they always talk about how women are crazy, we of course hate that, you guys. But frankly, that's because we were not allowed to express ourselves for so many centuries, for pretty much ever, you know? So the point of that is, Empress is speaking to me heavy, okay? There is a point, I promise. The point of all of that is that I know how hard it can be as a light worker. You may not have known you were a light worker, but I promise you, if you're attracted to my channel and you're resonating with the things I say, you are a light worker. All right, darlings? If you notice, although I still have love and career and all that good stuff in our readings, I mostly focus on a spiritual level, right? That's like the channel is called, thank you, darling. Tears of Frustration. Yes, it's, oh my gosh. Look it, I channeled that. Look it. Frustration. Are we responding rather than reacting? This is, ooh, if anybody sees a possum running behind me, please warn me. Because sometimes she just is running away now. Okay. Yes, frustration. That frustration. And that is leading right into the channeling I was having. So, I'm excited still. Remember, one of the main things I'm getting, the feeling, this is exciting. For all of us that have been going through this, yeah, I'll get her out in a minute. The spirit will tell me when. So all of us that are going through all this right now, it feels icky. You feel frustrated, like out of alignment, maybe even like occasionally slipping into some silly old habits and old behaviors that just, they are not of your higher good, and you know that. Getting more snippy or frustrated internally at silly things that that you've worked through not letting get to you anymore, right? Traffic, right? The way certain people say something, just getting your back up, right? Where I feel like a lot of you have worked on those things. Frustrations with any area of your life that you were like, I'm good on that. And then all of a sudden, nothing like detrimental, but just like little pop-ups, right? So frustrating. So what that is, I'm going to explain this. What that is as you're ascending, right? You guys are ascending pretty strong right now. as you're ascending, right? And we kind of got like this turbo booster under us, like, come on, it's time to get going. We got to do this. We got to do this. There is divine timing. Time is fluid, right? But it's not, what's the word? Infinite. We do run out, okay, in this lifetime. Okay, so there are we do need to get on it. We do need to get on it. Start doing the work again, okay? We all have to reset sometimes. We all have to reset. But look at these things popping up in you. Look at these things popping up in you. These things making me feel like your shift is not there. Your alignment's just like, you know, it's like you don't feel quite yourself. You don't feel that centered calmness, right? That rootedness, that all is good, all is good. That, right? You know that feeling? A lot of you may be feeling some, I'm going to explain this. So, they're showing me an image, sorry. They have been funny. Y'all should see the music. I'm not even sure yet. I told them, I was like, I don't know if I can sing all this stuff because I don't have a throat for it. So, hang on. They're showing me pictures of a Vortex, okay, stepping in it, and that feeling of being fully rooted, but yet being able to fully operate outwards and trust spirit, okay? So what have I said for so long? Y'all have seen my channeling evolve, as spirit has helped us grow. If you're attracted to this channel, it's because you needed help in your transformation. You were rising so quickly. What did I start out with in the beginning? I don't remember. I'm going to have to go back and look at the story of it because I feel like it's going to be beautiful. But one of the first things I can think of is, not the first, but one of the things is cooperating with spirit, right? And I never say cooperate like that. But spirit was like, would not let me say it the normal way. He's like, cooperate, right? We can keep, and I said this in somebody's reading today, we can control that wheel, right? We can control that wheel of destiny, that wheel of fortune, right? The wheel of fortune card, right? We can control that wheel of destiny. Or we can step into the energies of where we are and allow spirit to come in as well. Have a little fun with spirit. Cooperate with spirit. Because nothing can happen if we're just like, I'm just going to leave it to God. I'm leaving it to God. Well, sometimes God needs you to do some stuff too, right? And nothing can happen if you try to do everything without God. So it takes both of us, right? That triangle. 3 is a very magical number. It takes all of us. It takes both of us to create. Oh my God. To create, right? I saw a prism in my mind, and I channeled it, and it's like this weird vortex thing. That's exactly what well, not that. I didn't see that, but I just pulled those cards out too. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm not a very good drawer. But you see, there's like a prism right here, and like this vortex. Like if you step into the energy, it's crazy. Here's what I'm feeling. What they're showing me that I'm feeling. Down here, you see where the energy's tight? Tight, and they're saying tight and dark. Darker at the bottom, more dense, right? More dense, because that's the bottom, okay? But as we move up, right, those circles get bigger. It may take more time for these circles to grow, right? It may take more time while this growth occurs, but they get bigger. And here's what's cool, you guys. There is no end to the top. There is no end to the top. You understand? If you start here at the bottom, here's what's cool. It only takes one step, another step, and growth happens extremely rapidly. So spirit's with you in this time. This is our powers combined. I am Captain Planet, right? I gotta say it, you know it. But does y'all understand? Is that making sense, or is this like hootie hoo to y'all? Is this like not making sense? If you're a light worker, you should be connecting. I'm not even concerned with that really. Okay, if you aren't, then it's okay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There are a few different phases that I'm feeling right now. Some are just finishing up some of the darkness. We have, I would say, the majority of us are kind of. It's like that final review before your last test to get your master's degree. You know what I mean? It's like the thing that it's going to bring some stuff back up, but none of it, step into it, say, what is this teaching me, right? What is this teaching me? Don't look at it like, oh. Say, whoa, what is this teaching me? Step into it, and when you see it in this way, this channel didn't before too, when you see it in this way, when you see it as the lesson it is, you're like, I'm so lucky. I am so lucky. I am honored. We should be honored to be on this path. And to have them assisting us and showing us all these lessons so that we can grow, then no longer will you be suffering. You won't be suffering from these things anymore because now they're a blessing. This is how we transmute energy, my friends. Okay? Yes, the Hermit, absolutely, absolutely. And what is the Hermit? September. September. It is September. This is a huge wake-up period. Okay? There will be a lot of soul healing done. You're going to feel out of alignment. Okay? But that's because imagine when you were a kid. Imagine when you were a kid. She just said, I literally was just telling my kids on the way to school. That's funny. Imagine when you were a kid. They're showing me this. And you know, whenever, or your kids, think of your kids, or if you don't have kids, when you were a kid. You know that feeling when you're right between shoe sizes and it's like, my 7 is too small, but 7.5 is too big, or whatever, or 8's too big. That's where we are. We're in between shoe sizes because our ego is like, I'm comfortable here. This is how I know the world, right? This is how I perceive the world. Your perceptions are changing because your soul is like, yeah, but we got to keep rising up. You know, we got work to do. Your soul's like, we have work to do. Be grateful. Every one of these lessons is from your soul team, right? Your soul team. How honored are we to be in this alpha group pushing out, right? It's a little military, but yeah, we are the first group to go out. And we're the pioneers, my loves, to raise the collective consciousness. We are in a time of change, and we are so lucky to be the teachers of that change. But, right, teachers of that change. Remember that, you're a teacher now. Act as such. Everything you say to other people, when you are responding, look around you at who's watching you. Watch the eyes on you. Because not just children, but your fellow human can learn from you. Start acting as a teacher, right? Be the change that you want to see in the world. That's what they're saying. And how easy is that to truly step into? That's not actually that much work. It's pretty easy when you think about it like that. Because I know that most of you are made of love. Okay? Your perception, please expect it to be changing in the most beautiful way. I'm going to cry. I'm getting emotional. And that's another thing. I've been crying, drop of a dime, just purging, right? So what's happening is your soul and your ego are kind of like out of balance right now. Just know it's temporary. Step into that flow, figure out what it's teaching you, and you will see it come together, right? And this creates a whole new frequency for you, okay? This is a frequency you have never been on, so therefore you cannot conceive of, okay? You are going to have gifts popping to the surface. And at first you're gonna be like, am I going insane? You're literally, some of you will start seeing auras. I'm hearing someone out there, I don't know why you haven't done it yet, but you need to get LASIK surgery. I don't know who that's for. But that was the spirit guide that said, speaking of, that actually impairs with you being able to see the higher frequencies that they're wanting to show you. You have some clairvoyance. So I would get the laser surgery. For someone out there that's wanting to get LASIK and you're either afraid to, or you just don't want to shell out the dough, or you don't want to take the time off work, you need to go get the damn surgery. God, please don't get demonetized. Okay. So, yeah, that was random. Okay. So, back to channeling. The fall equinox, 9/23/2019. Okay, most people only pay attention to the solstices, the winter solstice, the summer solstice, right? I'm having beer tonight. It's been a long week, and I'm losing my voice. Miller Lite, y'all know when I'm drinking Miller Lite, right? Because you know I usually like those IPAs and those fancy crap beers. Somebody needs to donate a 6-pack to my channel. I wish we could do that. Okay, so fall equinox, 9/23/2019, few days away. I'm not telling you to do anything specific, okay? Rituals are always beneficial. They're never going to hurt, ever, ever, ever. They only help, okay? Just get in touch with your guides. Do what feels right. Okay, I had one girl that would cut out things in a magazine and make a visualization board, and that was kind of her ritual. But she would truly like meditate on it for an hour or so during that time. That was her ritual, You know, I paint symbols all over myself because I'm patterns and numbers. That's why I read tarot. These are not magical. These I see codes in. That's the way my mind works. I broke codes in the military for 10 years. And that was God refining my ability, right? I say all this in my about section. I explain it if y'all go read it. But I was refining my ability because that's how I hear God. That doesn't make me special. That's just simply how I talk to God. And he or she or it, universe, found an interesting way to train me. Because they knew that this is the best way I could have done it. Because this gives me a wall between me and some of y'all's past memories and stuff. I don't want to hold all that in. So this shows me I can still receive the channeling, but they don't have to show me the whole picture. You know what I mean? I'm not strong enough for that yet. I have the ability to do it, but I don't like doing it. So if that makes sense. So with that being said, your gifts are going to start coming up. Okay, as you get into alignment, you will start seeing higher frequencies. You'll start hearing higher frequencies. You may start having a ringing in your ears more often. I have recently assigned mine because, okay, so when you start receiving the ringing in your ears, in both ears, on and off, and you start noticing it. So if you get a ringing in your ears, first of all, if you feel like you need to see a doctor, please seek medical attention. There are medical issues that you will need to, if you have a ringing in your ear, right? I hope that makes sense. This is not meant to be medical advice. However, if you feel that this is your ability to, what this is, it can be annoying for some of us, for light workers especially. As you're ascending, you are getting DNA downloads, which is allowing you to hear frequencies outside of the range that the normal human hears. Okay? Because we are not so much, a lot of people think or say that we're stacked up dimension upon dimension, all kind of operating in the same space, but multiple dimensions that can't see each other. They've told me this is not exactly correct. Okay, the word dimension is not exactly the right word that we should be using. It's more frequency. So a whole nother dimension, okay, is actually operating within the same space as us, simply at a frequency that neither, or that at least we, this is what I know, at least we can't comprehend, right? I hope that's making a little bit of sense. That's why I said this video is for light workers. So if it sounds total cuckoo and you're not resonating, I get it. Just click off. I would totally get it. Me 10 years ago, I would be like this lady. I've been called bat poop crazy a lot this week, and it's like, well, duh. You know, unfortunately, being a channel, so I'm a teacher of teachers. Okay, so I ascended before the regular light workers. Okay, and there's a bunch of us out there that are like that, but I'm more here to teach the teachers. Right? I'm here to teach light workers. So my ascension started extremely, extremely early on. So yeah, the things that I'm hearing and stuff, I'm definitely crazy. But it's not that I'm crazy and I'm telling you all this. Their channeling makes me crazy. And they know it. We've had conversations. So anyway, so the point is you guys are going to start rising. Phoenix. I just cut the deck. Phoenix rising. Yeah, you just got to play it as it is. And that's what I'm realizing. I think, I'm not sure if y'all saw that last community tab post and I got emotional. I was supposed to go do the Cancer and Leo video last night, but after, y'all, it was the worst video. But of course it has so many hits. But basically my possum pooped on my shoulder. And I didn't realize it for like 10 minutes. So I'm sitting there reading with possum poop just like dripping down. At first I thought she puked, but then I saw it's puke. And she's like slipping in it. I don't even realize it. I'm just into the channeling. Y'all know how I get. Once I'm in it, it's like I'm in a different world. I'm not even seeing anything around here. I'm looking at the guides and everything around me. And you can literally see that in the video. I do not see anything. I mean, it's right there. And I'm looking. I have the same picture y'all have. It's insane. So it was really embarrassing once I realized it. You can even see me flush. I think I'm blushing now. But it wasn't embarrassing that it happened. It was embarrassing that I went so long without noticing it. But frankly, I feel like a new mom. She wakes up every 3 hours to eat. She's very needy right now. She's used to be in a pouch, you know. She gets cold. I have to like warm her constantly. So I do feel like a new mom with the baby poop and the throw up all over me. And, you know, so anyway, I do this video and I do look like crap through the whole video, to be frank. And I don't know, someone said something and I might have taken it wrong, but it hurt my feelings. Oh, that's the one where he called me a racist. But that's not the one. He was actually kind of right. It was an ignorant place for me to say that. And if you want to know about it, just go watch the video, but you'll see what I mean. I feel kind of, I want to retract that. I feel bad about it. It was insensitive. But whenever I said it because a friend of mine had said it and they made it sound so, I don't know, the way they said it was cute and it popped into my head and I'm channeling, so I'm just talking fast. But then I went and looked at it and I'm like, yeah, I get it, you know? So I think he was a little offended about it. And he was totally cool, like after I said, you know, it definitely didn't come from a place of hurt. And that's, again, responding. These are the kind of things Spirit's going to be bringing up. This is all having to do with everything I have been talking about. This is what Spirit's teaching me. Because if my circle is going to grow wider on YouTube, then I need to be prepared for this now. Because Spirit never gives us anything that we can't handle. The universe never, ever would do that to us. That's why they're retesting us on some things to make sure we're ready for the next stage. Because if they're going to push us into this next amazing, beautiful ace, right? Ace, this new stage, this total new beginning. They're saying, where are the numerology cards? It's total new beginning. Yeah. If they're going to be pushing us into this total new beginning, then why, I don't know where it is, but there's a card in here, and I can't remember which one it is. This total new beginning, then they want to make sure we can actually enjoy it. That we can fly on this magic carpet that we're being given, right? That we can operate it and fully get the best out of it, the most out of it. And that's what I keep seeing, this weird like energy writing, like you're writing energy. The more you flow into it and write it, the bigger it gets, the more it gets, right? Ace. Yes. I love that one video. Who was it? Was it Gemini that got it? Like a month ago or so. I just read a Gemini, and that's the one where was that the one where the possum, I think I'm getting them all confused now. Taurus and Gemini, I'm getting confused. But anyway, Gemini, I think it was the holy ace hole, Batman. Y'all had like every ace in 2 different decks, or like 8 aces. It was insane. That was really cool. Okay. So, what was the other channeling? I don't want to get too off track because I'm totally ADD tonight. It's another thing I'm fighting with. I'm not good at scheduling. I'm not good at keeping up with this stuff, and I'm working on it. Spirit's saying, you got to work on it. No more of this lackadaisical. I can't say that word. Is it lackadaisical? Okay. Creativity and rebirth. Gemini was possum poop. Yeah, it was bad. But it was a great reading, man. It was a really great reading. I read Gemini as well. And they are coming into it, man. Coming into it. Yeah, rebirth, which is 16, also 7. Okay? 7. I always felt like, yeah, I know that the Wheel of Fortune's 10. I need to cycle, come back up on the wheel, going back down on the wheel, whatever it is. However, I always felt like Wheel of Fortune should be 7. I don't know why. And 3, creativity. Okay? I keep seeing this triangle, y'all. I keep seeing this triangle, this prism with this step into the vortex, step into the vortex. I'm going to shout out. I have before. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to shout out Abraham Hicks. Write it down. What's her name, y'all? She's a channeler. She channels an entity called Abraham Hicks. It's actually, I think, multiple souls that speak through the name Abraham Hicks. What's her name? Somebody give me her name. I know y'all know it. Abraham Hicks channeler. Esther. Yes, Esther Hicks. Or Esther. Is it Esther Hicks? No. Yeah, anyway, whatever. Esther Abraham Hicks. She channels this stuff, okay? And she talks, and type in Abraham Hicks Vortex, okay? That's what I'm feeling. And it's weird because I have not seen that video in so long that I forgot that existed. And I was sitting there scribbling this and drawing this crazy vortex, right? With the prism in between it, right? This is you. But however, there was a car alarm going off, sorry. This is like Spirit going, yes! Like pay attention. The car alarm's like going nuts. And I think it was Art. I think it was Art's car. And I don't know who would have turned it off. So this vortex is you, spirit, creating a new frequency. Okay? When your soul comes into a line with your ego, it creates something wholly new, right? So that's the three parts of the vortex. And then that energy coming up and out. The circles never stop growing, my friends. As the ripples grow wider, there is no end. Our universe on a macro level is constantly expanding. Why wouldn't we be on a micro level? Don't get stuck at the bottom of that vortex in that dense area, because it only takes a couple steps and those circles grow wide, and they grow fast wide, right? What happens in a tornado? Think of a tornado down here, but it only takes a step up to where you get drastic change. Now, as you start to grow bigger, where you should be now if you are resonating with this channel, you are in that in between. You're growing bigger, but it's taking longer. Does that make sense? It's taking longer to grow. It's taking longer, but the surprise is, if you can conceive of this, is that it never stops growing as long as you keep stepping into it, right? You still have to continue to give manifestation to spirit, okay? But it never stops growing. It never stops getting bigger. You, my darlings, have the opportunity to be eternally and constantly surprised if you allow yourself to. Now, I've said it with my channeling that I've done. I'm gonna have to speak louder. My AC just came on. I've heard that's an issue. I'm gonna turn it off. Hold on. All right, I turned it off, but it's gonna take a second, and my throat's. You're gonna be constantly surprised, and like a fart in the wind, it's gone. Just fell right out of my head. You have the opportunity to be constantly surprised, and it never stops growing. Essentially, right? It's gonna ever grow outwards and outwards and outwards, but with the channeling I've been doing, that's where I was. With the channeling I've been doing, if you watch me cooperate with spirit, right? Get fun comfortable. When did that start? Sometime this summer. What did I do? What did I do this summer, you guys? I hiked the Gulf Coast. I sold everything I owned, put a 65-pound ruck on my sack, and hiked the Gulf Coast. I had to release things to make room for the new. I had to humble myself. I had to walk in the shoes of everyone. What I was saying about being a teacher, if you're a teacher, you gotta know what you're doing. And if we're gonna be the teachers to the collective that are about to rise up, okay? If we're gonna be the teachers to the collective who are about to rise up, right behind us, you guys, that's why we gotta get moving. If you wanted to learn to paint, would you ever go to someone who's never painted? Do you go pay for private lessons from someone that hasn't painted? You want to find the best painter you can afford with the most experience that you can afford, right? We have to go through these things so that we can teach them. Okay, if you are going to be a teacher, my darlings, your path will not be easy now, but the rewards whenever the collective starts to rise and you see it and you see your part in it, it's more than worth it. Step outside your comfort zone. Get fun comfortable. Start shedding things that aren't doing much for you. You know what I mean? I used to be pretty insecure about my looks, but I think it's because a lot of my life, things were based around my looks, right? I grew up in small town Texas. I was a cheerleader in high school. In the military, I mean, the ratio from women to men is very different. So subconsciously, I don't even think people meant to, but your looks are often judged. It's strange seeing a woman in uniform, period. But when I'm a sergeant, you know, so there's a lot of things that I felt like I had to learn. It's very nice getting older, because now I feel like people judge me for what I have to say and what I think rather than what I look like. And that's been amazing. That's been the most beautiful, beautiful part of getting older, of growing. I won't even say getting older, of growing. That's been like the lotus flower of my soul. That's been beautiful. And the less makeup I wear, and now natural with my gray, and you know, I feel like I can really be authentic because I'm not wearing a mask. Not that makeup's bad. I definitely like to fix up and put on makeup sometimes and get dressed up, and take off the overalls, get the bandana out of my hair. But when I'm really focused on spiritual growth, I find that it's distracting. For me, I find it's very distracting. However, I think that at the end of this month, if I can do enough readings, I'm thinking about going to have like a little makeover day. You know, get my hair cut, get my nails done, because there's no reason that I shouldn't feel beautiful when I'm feeling in need for that. But what I'm saying the difference is that before, the makeup I wore and the hair color I had like bleach blonde hair for a long time, and I was a totally different person. And I won't say I was like self-involved so much as young and naive and ignorant and insecure. You know, the basics for most women, for most of us out there. No matter, and that goes to show you that even the cheerleader in high school faces those insecurities, especially since I felt like I was being watched more. Everything for a cheerleader is focused on what you look like usually, unfortunately. And it's gotten better. It's gotten better. So much better. But back in the day, small town Texas, Friday Night Lights, y'all, this is all that mattered. Football. So all I can say is those are the kind of lessons I've learned from. Okay, those are some of the things I've had to struggle with. Fortunately, there's not a whole lot of that coming back around for me right now. I feel like that's something I've healed well. But right when I say that, there's always something that will. Like tomorrow, I'm going to get on and have a giant pimple right in the middle of my forehead. Be like, yeah, how secure are you again? So, you know, possum poop on my shoulder. Maybe those things are that coming back around. Like, you got this or no? Because you can't worry about your looks on here, right? I'm one that does face on videos instead of where you're only looking at the cards. If I have I'm going to have bad hair days. I'm going to look like crap sometimes, right? I can't let that stop me from getting on. So maybe that's why Spirit's trying to break that down for me. So look in your life at which one of these things that you feel like you battled and won, right? This man, look at him. Oh, it's 33 right now, 33 watchers. This man has been through hell. You know, he's got a bandaged head. He's been warned, but he's been victorious. Okay, and each one of these staffs, those are battles. Each one of those are a separate battle. There are some things that you're going to feel like you've won, right? And look at him. He's like, bring it on. Whatever, bring it on. I can take it. You can take it, okay? And in fact, you're going to step into it because you're about to get that final cycle so you can step into this new. I told you guys this is going to be an intense time, but if you're willing to step into it, really, it's not going to be hard. It can be intense, but you can flow with the intense, right? You can flow with that. Step into it, breathe into it. When you find yourself getting frustrated, annoyed, feeling off kilter, please, you know you're going to have to meditate more right now. You know this. And meditation's different for everyone. Okay? For some, it may be the sitting there and completely, you know, able to shut off your mind and going into a new space. For some of you, it's going to be woodworking, working with your hands, working on your car, right? For some of you, maybe doing yard work, mowing the yard. It could be working in your flower bed, letting your mind shut off. For some of you, y'all, this is one of mine, folding laundry. I just said this during a reading today. When you're sitting there folding laundry, instead of thinking, oh, this is annoying, try thinking, how lucky am I to have clothes? Right? I've been blessed enough to be, I've gone to many third world countries during my time in service. We are blessed, many of us. Be thankful for those clothes. How lucky am I to have clean water to wash them in and to drink? How lucky am I to have a washing machine or a dryer, or even the ability to go to that awesome laundromat down the street where I'm just met so-and-so, and that was a funny conversation. Funny how that happened. Be thankful, okay? And as you do this, all of a sudden life becomes magical. And what has been the latest channeling on almost everybody's horoscopes If you don't believe in magic, you don't get it. You just don't get magic in your world. But trust me, if you believe in it, it shows up. It shows up. It shows up. Okay, and what's interesting is this is a 9. September. September. This is a 9. September. Be confident. Many of you don't realize how much you've done. Your spirit guides are saying they are so proud of you. They're so proud of you. And I'm getting emotional. They wish that you could see you through their eyes. They're saying that they are in love with you, that they love you, most of you, more than you love yourselves. Imagine that. Well, if you have children, it's easy. They're saying even more than that. Even more than that. They truly want the best for you. They would never, ever push you into a place where you are not ready, because they want you to enjoy it. That's the reason you're going through the hard, is so that you get these fruits. These fruits, okay? So I added up the numerology of 9/23/2019, and that was 8. Okay, 8 is the number of success, of pulling all of your resources in, and what can I achieve with this? What about your inner resources? Stop. You guys have got to have more self-confidence in who you are. I know that right now you've been pulled down. Probably many different old things might be coming back up. Okay, I have a friend whose eating disorder came back around. Not that she started jumping back into it. She hasn't done it in a long time. But she started getting weird about how much she weighed again, and if something looked right on her, fat made her look fat. You know, it's just popping up. Don't slip back into the cycle. Make sure they're wanting to see, have you learned this lesson? Look at it. Yes, I have learned that lesson. It's okay for it to be sensitive for a moment. Just go within. Ask, what is this trying to teach me? You're in no rush, and don't let anybody rush you. I don't care if you're in the middle of a heated argument. Look at how you're responding right now. Okay, right now is more important than ever. Be careful with your words, because emotions are more raw. Not just for you, for everyone. This is affecting everyone. Okay, things are being brought to the surface. It's like a boiling pot. Look at it on a macro level. It's happening in the world. That pot, ready to blow, ready to blow. Of course it's happening on a micro level. Okay? Everything. From race to religion to everything. The Middle East is a horror show right now. It's just heartbreaking to watch. If you haven't seen the show Terror on Viceland, I suggest you go watch it. It is so important to educate ourselves. That's the only other thing I watch, Gaia and Viceland. It's real. I want real stuff. With what I did in the military, trust me, I knew the real stuff going on, not the news. So I could go home and watch the news and be like, yeah, that's not true. This is true. But now I have to watch the news, but I don't have access to that information anymore. So it drives me insane, wondering what it could be with my analytical mind. I was an analyst in the military. And so you can imagine how much that drives me insane. So I can't watch the news. That's it, period. For me, that is something I can't do. Not right now. No. Makes me go insane. And I'm already crazy. Y'all know that. We don't need to add that to the mix. So that's coming back around for me, right? That's coming back around for me. Those feelings are obviously coming back up. Okay, I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. You are gaining more control of circumstances than you used to have. Okay, some of your manifestation abilities are going to be shooting through the roof. I don't know how much more I can stress this, but I'm feeling like so many of you, I would say half of you at least, are not getting it. Okay? Think about all the channeling I've done. Okay? Believing in magic, cooperating with spirit, manifestation. Okay? Everything you are thinking is going to soon be developing on a material plane or in an emotional way at a very rapid pace. Think of that vortex. Think of that vortex that I was speaking of. As you're rising up, it may be a slower growth, but the growth is much, 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 much bigger, much stronger, okay? If you're having negative thoughts, these are manifesting equally to positive thoughts. because energy does not have a consciousness of that. It's taking what you're manifesting. It's polarities. It's not evil or good. It's just simply polarities of energy. Okay? That's why I wear this ring, to remind me of the constant flow. There is a balance. What you put out will come back. Eternal transformations, y'all. So please understand, I cannot stress this enough. You are manifesting more quickly, more rapidly. Be careful with your thoughts and start to have fun with it. Please start to use it. Okay? Start to use it. It's time to start playing with it. My God. If y'all have been watching my videos this week, what the song that channeled in for everybody, was that song, I need you so that I could die. I love, dream, dream, dream. That one. I think it's Everly Brothers, channeled in for like everybody. And then all of a sudden I realized, y'all, the songs that channeled in are so insane. They all are about dreaming. And if you think about it, that dream, dream, dream song, and then cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming? That one channeled in, and then that one by Etta James, At Last. I found a dream that I could speak to. Think of the words in that. I found a dream that I could speak to. A dream that I could call my own. What is your dream? Do you know? Because you're manifesting now. And I've been telling you all, if you don't step into this energy right now, if you don't step into this energy, it's like watching people walk over a lottery ticket. What are you willing to sacrifice right now for your dream? What are you willing to sacrifice? Time? Spending money on things like entertainment? Bars, movies, friends? They're asking for an investment from you. Okay, for somebody out there. That's for a few of you out there. They're asking for an investment for someone very specific, and I think you know who you are. I'm not going to have to get into that too much. Yeah, many of you don't know how powerful you are. Many of you don't realize how much work you have done, and that the only person harming you right now is you. Step into the energy, change your thoughts. Things are about to get good, but if you don't realize that, you will stay at this current energy as we all move into that ace hole. Holy ace hole, Batman, right? We're moving into that portal. That's what aces are. They're a portal. They're when God's handing you something, because right now, I've been talking about this since 8-8 Lionsgate. Open it up, right? Third eye, open it up. Right now, portals, vortex. Things will be more powerful. Anything you do now, infinite times more powerful than it would have been. It's not like you're never getting a chance in life again or anything, or if you don't do it now, it's all over. It's just saying, if you could go back in time and invest in the stock market when it was, it's like that. Don't walk past this energy and be like, dang. Because right now the energy is supporting you. It's a lottery ticket. If you want it. You can still live your life without a lottery ticket. We all are doing it, right? We're all doing it, unless we have a lottery winner out there who's won significant amount, which is highly doubtful, because it's not usually 1 in 35. I wish the odds were that, we'd all be playing. But the point is, oh my God, they just reminded me of something. I have a guide here. Okay. It's a female. She said the higher ascension. Okay, so there's this old Italian joke. It's better in Italian. I've heard it somewhere, and I can't remember if it was TV or movie or something, but she's sparking in my head. And this guy, y'all listen. This is a funny way. Spirit's very funny if you guys will start talking to her. Your guides. There's this guy, old man, lives in Italy. They have those beautiful fountains there. They have those beautiful fountains, especially in Venice. And there's usually like a goddess or, someone it tributes to, right? Goddess of love, whatever. Well, this guy's going up to this one, and it's the goddess of good fortune. And he puts penny in there every day, and he just gets down and he says, please, let me win the lottery. I'm going to do these amazing things with the money. I'm going to take care of my family, let me win the lottery and let me take care of my family. And he comes back every day, from the age of like early 20s, every day. Finally, he's an old man. He has been going there every day on his way to work, and every day on his way home, he'd throw that penny in. One day on his way home, it's probably like 62, 63. It's not even old, just early enough, I think. And he walks up to it. And he says, please, I've asked you so many times. Oh my God, this is staring me down. I've asked you so many times, please. If you let me win the lottery, there's so much I could do with it. There's so much I could do with it. I could have my family. I would start a charity, a nonprofit. I've learned so much now about what I want to do with my life and how many people I could help. If you would let me win, I could do all of those things I want to do, right? What did I say earlier? Seven. So, on this day, all these decades later, she wakes up. This light shines down, and her wings unfold, and she's like this glowing, beautiful goddess angel. And the guy gets down on his knees because he's just awestruck with her beauty and her light, And he's like, oh, my goddess, I did not know you were listening to me. And she said, my child, I always am listening. And I want to grant your wish because you have learned much wisdom in this life. And you've done so well. We are so proud of you. I am so proud of you. And he says, then goddess, why? Why haven't you answered my wish? And she said, my darling, if you would just play the lottery, I will grant it. Right? That is how spirit feels. That is how spirit feels. They can't do it all. And in fact, they can't do anything until you play. Get fun, comfortable. That's when the fun starts. Step outside your comfort zone. I mean it, you guys. Do things that push. Start doing the things, not only that you love to do, but that you would pay to do. What is your favorite things? Start making a list. Not those things you can do for a living. Go find a job. Make it up then. In this world, there's no excuse. You can do anything, truly. I have a YouTube channel reading tarot cards in my overalls. Whatever. It works for me. It's everything I've ever wanted and never knew I wanted. Start looking at what you're passionate about. That's what I did. I'm passionate about tarot. So I just started doing tarot more and more in all of my free time. So not only was I honing my skills for years and years, but then it turns into, because then Spirit says, I'm putting things in your way to make this happen. That's when Spirit starts cooperating with you. Because my darling, if you'll only play the lottery, you can win it. You can win it because you are here on a higher path. If you are here to serve the collective, if you are here to win, Spirit wants you to win. We're on the same team. We're all on the same team. So let's help each other out. Start acting as a teacher. Start acting as a teacher. People are watching you. You could change lives right now. One way of the way you react to someone can change someone's mind on so much. You don't know how big the impacts have right now. You are a teacher. You are a teacher. You are a teacher. I need you to keep saying that mantra because you are. People are watching you. And as you do this, you will feel the growth. Okay? Remember to act as you would if your children were watching you. Okay? Start thinking as a teacher and your reactions will change. Final channeling. Yeah, and then some other weird songs came in. And I don't think this was channeled or if it just popped into my head, it might have been, but get out of my dreams, get in the backseat, baby. Get into my car. That was just, I think it popped into my head though because of the dream thing. I just put LOL next to it because it was really funny. But I didn't get like a vision with that. And then, random, but have y'all seen what's it called? Jungle Book. Look for the bare necessities, simple bare necessities. Forget about your worry and your strife, right? I mean the bare necessities. That's what a bear can rest at ease. Yeah, that one came in my head, and I feel like that was real channeled. Like, lighten up, you guys. Lighten up. The energy you're putting out there is what's being created. I had a reading today. Okay, I told him, I said, money is an energy, right? Money is an energy, and he's stressing about money. So I said, you're having negative thoughts. Oh my God, it's crazy how they're just putting these. Is somebody, is Spirit like now coming in to move the cards themselves? That's crazy. It's like a, wow, that was weird. If you hold on this tight, right? If you're trying to control it all, money's a very powerful entity. It may not have conscious thought, but it's very powerful. Think about how many people in the world and for how long they've thought about money. All of that energy, intense energy too. You don't think about money lightly. You're not just like, meh, money. Meh, I don't need money. Most people aren't like that. You know, Buddha, Jesus. But no, most people are not like that. There are people like that, but most people are not. So all these powerful energies going out throughout time, pretty much, it's a very powerful thing. So when you are having negative thoughts about money, money's not coming to you. Again, not consciously. It's not consciously making a decision. It simply is going to go with the math. It's going to head towards who's grateful, who has positive thoughts. They want to bring more to them. People who are stressed, they're like, oh, you don't need anything else. You need to take care of your other stuff. I'm not coming into that mess, right? Money may not be conscious as we are, but it's conscious enough to know good, bad, feels good, doesn't feel good. If you're having negative thoughts about money, you're pushing money away, darlings. And that's just one thing. That's how powerful we're becoming. So the more you stress about it, and I know, trust me, I know when you are in this spot where you don't have much else to lose, right? Where you're living paycheck to paycheck, I get it. I'm there right now. Do the laundry trick. While you're folding your laundry, so I'm grateful that it's laundry. Look at, I'm so lucky I have a shirt and these overalls and water to clean them in and soap to wash them with. I'm so blessed. That's the kind of energy that brings you abundance. That's the kind of energy that brings you abundance. When you have negative thoughts about something, or when you're stressing about something, or you're paranoid about something, this even goes to love, y'all. If you're stressing, constantly thinking your girlfriend's cheating on you, or just paranoid all the time, or vice versa, flip the script. Either way, or whatever it is that you have negative thoughts about, it's pushing that away. It's pushing it away. Right? How many people have seen or been in a relationship? I know you've either seen it or been in a relationship where guy is jealous. At first, girl's like, oh, that's sweet, he's protective, and she feels safe. And Divine Feminine often wants to feel safe, wants to feel protected, because under the protection of that divine male, that's where creativity happens. She has the safety net to flourish. That's what we're looking for, us Divine Feminines. We're looking for the safety net to flourish, a safe place to do so, because that's where true growth happens. Think about darkness. Think about being protected. Think about your mother's womb. Nature's biggest mysteries and magical miracles happen in darkness, right? In your mother's womb. Think about the night sky, the lunar moon. It's the universe. The universe itself is darkness. In darkness, right? What are the first lines of the Bible? For real, I just drew a blank. In the beginning, there was darkness, right? Think about it. That just got deep. Kind of blew my mind. I wasn't ready for it. I love it when they channel new things to me. I have to absorb that. So, with all that being said, your thoughts are powerful. Oh, that's what I was talking about, the couple. So yeah, guy gets jealous, starts pushing her. At first she thinks it's, like I said, she feels protected. And then what happens? He keeps doing it. He keeps thinking that she's doing something, even if she is or not, whatever it is, she slowly starts to be pushed away. She can't take it. And eventually, 9 times out of 10, she does end up cheating on him, even though she wasn't before. It's like he manifested it, right? He pushed her away and she did go cheat on him. Start thinking about what your thoughts are especially when it is connected to something you want or desire or love. If you want more of it in your life, you better change your thoughts if they're negative, right? Is that making sense? I hope so. Okay, I'm gonna see if anything else channeled in. Oh, and then I'm gonna take some questions. Get out of my dreams. Oh yeah. Get out of my dreams. Be kind to one another, please. That song channeled in. I cannot do it. My throat cannot do it. But that one, Feed the Birds from Mary Poppins, you know? It's like that woman didn't have much, you know? But she was feeding the birds, you know? Instead of thinking about what you don't have, think about what you can give. Right? This is just where I said right now is a temporary misalignment. Going back to the beginning, just to recap this. This is a temporary realignment. That's why you might be feeling out of whack or like with your head. Anybody ever seen Fern Gully? That little like, he had those little, something's just like, and you can't get in alignment, basically. And that's supposed to be happening. Once you realize that, you'll flow through it more easily, right? You'll flow through it much more easily, they're saying. Step into it. Just say, what is it trying to teach me? Because your soul's trying to rise and it's pulling your ego up. And your ego's like, but I'm comfortable here. I am tired. I've been growing forever. Well, okay, you got to keep on growing because the collective's coming up behind us. Okay, it is hard work right now, but you're about to step into it and you're about to see why it was all worth it. You're about to see why it was all worth it. Yes, feed the birds. I literally cry every time. That's like literally my theme. I think it's my theme song. I do. I love it. I mean, that's like this little possum I rescued from a trash can. Maybe just a little possum to somebody and something somebody actually might kill. I was trying to look up possum food the other day. Some mealworms I wanted to get her. And you know what came up? A stew mix for possum stew. For real. For like, it wasn't a joke. It was a stew mix for possum. And I was like, I adore her. I adore her. She could poop on me all day and I would be totally fine with that. She's grown so much. You know, I told you guys she had 5 litter mates and 4 litter mates and they all died but her. Found her in a trash can. She'd been there for days, dehydrated. She's getting strong. Y'all, she didn't even have open eyes whenever I found her, and now her eyes are opening and she's getting kind of fat. She kind of looks like Templeton from Charlotte's Web. That's another song to listen to. The Charlotte's Web song about seasons. Seriously, some old songs have some serious spiritual meaning. Colors of the Wind, go listen to some of those again. The Colors of the Wind by Pocahontas, and you go listen to that and tell me it doesn't say something different now than it said to you back then. Go do it. Charlotte's Web, that one about time, something like that. Anyway, this is Weezer. She's a sweetheart. She's a darling, and kind of in love with her. She's kind of a soulmate, I think. And I was just thinking, I was like, gosh, I guess I'm not on that twin flame path. I am here to help teach it, though. And I've said this before. I was like, this is what Spirit told me. Spirit said, well, of course, but that's why I chose you to teach people going through this. Because this is one thing that if I was in that path right now, I wouldn't be able to help you with it because I'd be too lost in the sauce of what's going on with me. So that's what I would see in the cards. I wouldn't be able to help it, right? That's such an overpowering feeling being that in love. And I'm sure I will get there again. But right now, I'm focused on teaching teachers, right? Because they're lighting a fire under my butt. And I need you guys to start rising. Okay? Those of you, they're saying, those of you thinking of starting a YouTube channel like me, please do it. Please do it. Okay, don't worry. I'm not worried about competition. I want to suggest the readers I watch. In fact, I will tell y'all who I watch for spiritual transformation. It's beautiful because we all should be, this is not competition because we want the collective to grow so that we can have a wider audience. Right now, people still think tarot cards are kind of creepy and scary. A lot of people do, right? Help us educate people, right? The way I explained it to you guys, that's just how I talk to God. The cards aren't magical. The cards aren't magical. They're tools. They're just tools, darlings. Getting back to this. This is something, what I say earlier, what are you willing to sacrifice? This is the Hanged Man. Okay, I basically got an overall in every deck, just so you know. This is the Hanged Man. And everyone knows the story of the Hanged Man is about Odin. I'm not sorry, everybody doesn't know that, so I'm going to tell the people that don't know. Is of Odin going to hang upside down, who's a Norse god, mythology, going to hang upside down from a tree for 9 days without food or water as a sacrifice to the gods for the wisdom of the gods. That's what he wanted. He wanted the wisdom of the gods. You know, why would you need 3 wishes if you had all the wisdom of the gods, right? To understand fully how this beautiful universe continues to flow and work. That is true power, okay? And he sacrificed his right eye. And then in that Viking show, if y'all have seen Vikings on, like, I'm not sure if it's Showtime, Stars, I don't know, one of those. He says to his son, he tells his son that story of Odin hanging from the tree and making this sacrifice. And you can see here, hanging from the tree, sacrifice, okay, but he's not in pain. He's there by choice, right? He's there by choice. And we can see the enlightenment shining around his head and the calmness that's overcome him, right? Because the sacrifice is worth it. And as the guy on Vikings, you're going to slip, baby. I just put lotion on. As the guy on Vikings says to his son, tells him that story, he says that he sacrificed all that for the gods, for the wisdom of the gods. And he said to his son, I would sacrifice so much more. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? For the wisdom of the gods. What are you sacrificing for your dream? What are you sacrificing for your enlightenment? What are you sacrificing? Before you start asking for things, realize what you're sacrificing. There is growth and work needed from us, whether it be going within or putting something into it, right? Time, money. All of these things are frequencies, energies. Time is fluid. Money is an energy. However, the way we direct them is what makes them powerful. You understand? The channels we direct them in and the amount of thought we put into it, that's where the power comes from. Is that resonating? Is that resonating? The whole thing, everything I've been saying, they want you to know how powerful you are. They want you to know how powerful you are. Do not slip back into this 9 of Swords, my friends. You just finished that, my darlings. Now, there will be some things coming back up, like I said, but don't slip back into the 9 of Swords blindfolded, victimizing, right? You just left that. Many of you just left that. And didn't it feel good? Don't slip back into it. Say, what is this here to teach me? Gotcha. And move on, my friends. Move on. Okay? Because after that is 10 of Cups. After that is 10 of Cups. This is everything. This is the best 10 in the deck. It's the best 10 in the deck. Even better than 10 of Pentacles. Because this is having all of it. My cup overfloweth. And when your cup overfloweth, there's plenty to give. You're never depleted. You always have what you need, for you are sharing. Spirit's willing to give that to you. Are you willing to make the sacrifice? Put the time in. Whatever that is. Put the money in for some of you. Put the time in for most of you. Probably all of you. For me, I can meditate more. Get outside. For those of you feeling like the disalignment, sorry, that was someone's crazy guide. ADD. I don't know if spirit guides can have ADD, but that one did. He like jumped in really quick. Okay, get outside. Some of you need to get out in nature. You need to get bare feet into the ground. Bare feet into the ground. It will help clear your energy. Do headstands, cartwheels if you don't feel like running or doing some kind of stringent exercise or regimented exercise. But you know it makes you feel good. You know it clears your head. Get out there and do that. Okay? That's for pretty much, well, everyone should be doing that, but a specific few and someone specific with ADD that definitely needs to do this, because I'm feeling like whoever you are, they're saying that's why they came in like that. They're saying they wanted you to be able to hear this. They're saying that ADD, ADHD, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm talking about. It shows itself in ways of you not being able to prioritize. They're saying that you're getting behind, letting it snowball, right? Because you are just not thinking clearly right now. You're not prioritizing your time correctly. You're not, and so you're procrastinating. You're avoiding. Sorry, someone else is saying something now. Did she just shit on me again? Poop. I'm getting used to it. Where is it? Hang on. Hang on. She sure did. It's like she waits to get on my shoulder to do this, too. Seriously. And I guess I don't blame her. She doesn't want to do it in her bed, and I can't just let her roam around. Not yet, at least. I will. Anyway, where are my wipes at? Hang on, hang on. All right, sorry, it happens. You just got to get used to it right now, you guys. Because I'm making a sacrifice for her, okay? I want her to live. So I have to deal with a little possum poop every now and then. I will, because I do. I love her so much. Anyway, at least that time I caught it and it wasn't dripping down my shoulder the whole video. That was horrible. So, going back, what are you sacrificing for this? Okay, Spirit's ready to work with you. Spirit's ready to work for you, with you. But we see here this person's waiting for his ships to come in. But it's funny because in this connotation here, it almost looks like dry desert, right? Have you built the dock for those ships to come in on? If Spirit wants you, if Spirit wants to bring all these new ships in, have you created the dock? Is there room for it? Right? Some of you need to start as simply, and you would not believe how powerful this is, cleaning out your closet. Cleaning out that junk drawer. It's a kickstart you need, okay? It's the kickstart you need. It really starts on the most basic levels. The ADD, yeah. I get it, man. Yeah, and it's up and down. And then that causes, right? That causes when you're not taking care of your stuff and you need to, and then you procrastinate, and then, then that's how you get anxiety, and then you get depression, and so just deal with your shit, your poop. God, if this video gets demonetized, I'm gonna be cute. Okay, so I want to finish this out. Let me just make sure I got all that channeling in there because I had some big stuff. Can't even read some of my handwriting, which really sucks. Land, no. Oh, okay. Yeah, this temporary alignment, that thing I was talking about, this temporary alignment is only because you're growing, right? Remember that? You're growing, okay? And it's just temporary. Ease into it. Let it flow with that energy because you're growing right now. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. See it as beautiful. See the lessons as growth, and then you're not suffering. Then you're not going against the energy. You're flowing with it. Just ask, what is it teaching me? Because, get this, you're leveling up, my friends. You're leveling up. Okay? I think I posted something a while ago. When life's getting hard, things are getting harder, you must have leveled up. Okay? Please remember that. Please, 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 please. Someone said on my page earlier, because I said I was really hurt by some of the things, I've had some real hate emails calling me devil worshiper and just some, it's been some stuff I don't even want to talk about. I'm not going to give it power. You understand? Not going to give it power. But it's coming from multiple sources and facets, and it was all at once, and I just broke down, right? And I cannot remember her name. I think it was Luz, and it started with an E, L-U-Z. I'm so sorry, I can't remember. I didn't write it down. But I did write down. She said, you're being tested right now, dear, because you're growing bigger. Spirit will refine you like gold through the heat. Spirit will refine you like gold through the heat. That's beautiful. I'm going through the heat right now because Spirit is refining me. Because this is not going to be easy. I've never been this public. It has been very hard. It's hard to remain emotional. Okay, I'm not just like reviewing video games and stuff. Not that that's easy. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, as a reader, I have to remain open. Right? That's my whole job, is to remain totally emotionally open. Okay, thought I lost my possum. I have to remain open. So, therefore, it's hard for me to just pick and choose when to be emotional. It's okay for me to feel things. It's okay for me to be sad. It's okay for things to hurt my feelings. I'm human. I almost said I'm flawless. Freudian slip? That's a good one to have. No. Where's my crown? Oh, yeah, my bandana crown. Flawless. So basically the point is I have flaws too. I'm still growing and learning, and you guys are going to see me occasionally get emotional. I've said some things on comments that I probably shouldn't even have responded to, but I felt like I need to stand up for myself a little in some instances. And so it wasn't to be hateful. I just am learning my own lessons as well. So I loved that she said that. Thank you, darling. I'm actually going to print that up, put it next to my bed. I'm going to say that to myself every day. You're being tested and refined like gold through the heat. I liked it. So y'all use it too if you like it. Any other channeling spirit? I need, heaven on earth. They are saying, don't you realize you're there? You're in heaven. Because you can have anything you want. That is your reality. You are learning to manifest at a rapid pace. Soon it will be immediate. You're already creating heaven on earth. Slowly. They want you to realize you're there. Step into it. Step into it. Your reality is the creation of your thoughts. Okay? I know we've all had things happen to us. We've all had pain. We've all had trauma. But for those who have grown through that, past it, and are able to look back at the lessons now as a gift, right? That's what brought all of this. Phoenix rising from the ashes. Phoenix rising from the ashes. Because out of the ashes, out of nothing, out of that rock bottom, out of the ashes, something new comes alive. We don't rise up the same bird. We rise up something different, something new, something magical. You don't believe in magic, you don't get it. Yes, my silver streak. That is my crown. Okay, I think that was it. Just going to double check. Fall equinox, 9/23/2019. Just have it in your head. These shifts are happening on a more rapid pace. I'm getting to the feeling now. I'm not sure if any of you out there can resonate. If not, it will be soon coming to you. Don't worry. A lot of times, like I said, I'm getting downloads a little bit before because I'm teaching you what to expect, right? I'm getting the feeling now where shifts happen, not just in the world, but outside of me, like with the planets, and I feel it. It's interesting. It's like a vibrational shift. And that's it's funny because now I feel that shift and I know what's going to happen with the vibrational shift around me soon. So it kind of helps me know what I need to be focusing on in my readings and what people need. So if it's not resonating right now, I'm telling you so that you are aware when it pops up, right? Or if you're going through it now, which I feel like a lot of you are, so that you can understand how to really manipulate these energies, because you are truly the only one with the power. If you manipulate these energies in a way that you're learning from them, then you are always in a state of ecstasy because you are always being blessed. All right, my friends, that's why is it the Buddhists that pray for suffering? What do they say? Enlightenment. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water, right? What do I say about folding laundry? Be grateful. It gets your mind in the right space. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Because then you realize that that's all there is to life. Being in the present moment. Dun, 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 dun. I feel like we're done. Okay, I am going to have to get off. This was going to be more, like I said, of a channeling session. If y'all are interested, we can have a live Q&A where y'all can just ask questions and I will answer them. If y'all are interested in that, please put a comment on this video. Like a thumbs up to it, or, whatever. Or give me a thumbs up now. Oh, you know what I'll do? I will put out a poll in the community tab and people can vote. And that will be just simply questions and answers. And the only reason I'm saying put out a vote is I don't want to do it if it's not going to serve most people. If it's only 2 or 3 of you, then still do it and we'll figure out a thing. I'll email you or something. Love you all. I want you to step into this growth. I want you to step into this beauty. Get fun comfortable. Get fun comfortable. You don't know what's past that cliff. You're going to have to get fun comfortable. If you're a light worker, you are going to be pushed right now to do some stuff that makes you feel like scared, right? You gotta have courage, my friends. You gotta have courage to do what is in your soul, what is in your heart, no matter what others think, no matter what anyone thinks. Even if you don't feel like you have all the resources right now, they're saying if you're following your dream, the resources will be provided. But start moving. Do one thing. Okay? Do one thing. Because if you don't step into it, you're going to be stepping over that lottery ticket. Right? You're stepping over that lottery ticket. And this is going to be so good. You don't want to miss out on it. Right? Because then you're going to hate watching my channel when I'm talking about all this lottery stuff going on. And you're going to be like, oh, I didn't step into it. I'm not resonating. Right? Yeah. There's some, you can't conceive of it, how good it's going to get. Step into the energy. If you don't believe in magic, you don't get it. You just don't get the magic in your world, right? But we are ascending very rapidly. And it's up to you how much you're going to put into it. Okay? You're going to get out of it, truly. I know it's an old saying. You're going to get out what you put into it. I know it's a cliche, but those are sometimes the wisest words. You're going to get out what you put into it. All right, my soul tribe. Again, I love you all. Blessings. If you can donate to my channel, you have no idea what it does for me. I'm essentially doing these readings for free. YouTube hasn't cut me a check in like 3 or 4 months. And the last one they cut me was like $103. So if you can donate to my channel in the meantime while I'm growing, I'm certainly so thankful while I'm still in my early stages. But those of you who can't, like, subscribe, share my videos with your social media. That's tipping. Sometimes that goes further than money. You know, if I'm getting 10 new subscribers, 20 new subscribers, if I can get up to like 50, 80, 100,000, then we'll be talking about I don't need donations and I can fully focus my energy on creating and making videos and channeling. Again, I can't worry about money or I will push it away. So all I can say is, if you can, thank you. If you cannot, I couldn't right now for you. I physically don't have it. So I get it. Do what you can. Send me good vibes. Send me good vibes. Tipping. I love you all so much. If you want a personal reading, I am doing privates right now. I do not do pre-recorded. That's what we have this for. I do live readings, like Google Duo or Facebook Messenger video, but I like to see your beautiful faces. Okay. Occasionally, I understand if you don't feel comfortable, we can do phone. Just know it's more powerful on video. And I love seeing my soul tribe, soul sisters and brothers in person in human form. You know, it's like I feel your energy already because I talk to your guides all the time. So yeah, I'm going to be raising my prices soon, probably beginning next month. I just don't, and it doesn't matter. I'm charging like half as much as anybody on YouTube, and I can only do 2 readings a day because if you've ever got a reading from me, they're long, they're intense, and they're not intentionally draining. It's a lot. Most of your guides haven't had a free reign to just talk to you, so it's a lot of information. So just know I can only do 2 a day. So I'm going to be raising my prices after October 1st. So between now and October 1st, there's still $90 an hour. Okay. I may be doing, if you want to do it by the minute, it's $2 a minute. However, I really don't like doing that personally because I like to just go. If you get the $90 hour reading, I'm just going to go as long as your guides are talking. It's usually going to be about 1.5 hours to 2 hours actually. So make sure you got time scheduled off for that. If it's your first time with me, if it's popping a cherry, your reading cherry, your valid cherry, because I read differently. You know, I read a little differently than some readers out there. So, but that's because I'm teaching you beautiful teachers, my light workers. So of course it's different. For those of you interested in learning tarot, I am going to be starting that up finally, where I'm going to be teaching tarot more often. I'm thinking about doing kind of a card of the day. I don't know what y'all think about that, but I think it'd be really cool because I think a lot of you could use tarot for divination, for your own way to see into your subconscious mind. These are just frequencies and the right one will pop out. So I'm going to teach you about how I shuffle, right? We all are going to have different ways. I'm going to teach you about how I do it, things like that. So I'm going to think of a title for that so you can recognize if it's a horoscope or a learning thing. That way you can skip over it if you're not interested. But I've had a lot of people wanting to learn tarot. If you see, I read differently. I'm more intuitive reader channeling. But I'm just going to teach you what I know. Spirit's saying a lot of you as light workers would benefit from it and have that ability to tap into that. And it's really an amazing way. It's like a counseling session, right? And getting to know your spirit guides through the cards. For those of you who have a hard time connecting with your spirit guides, this is an awesome way for them to talk to you. They would love to be able to talk to you instead of teaching you these awful tower moment lessons, right? I expected to see the tower, and I'm glad I didn't. But they are tired of teaching you these tower moment lessons where they have to take away everything not serving you because it's not built on stable structure, darling. They need you to have stable structure because it's about to get big, okay? It can't be tippy-toppy like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, right? Oh, that thing will fall, although that thing is still going, so it's pretty good. Maybe you are all crooked like that. That's cool too. Maybe you're just growing inside like that. So what they're saying is that they would love to stop having to go through those tower moments to teach you a lesson and to be able to talk through cards. Wouldn't so many of you like to learn this way rather than those tower moments? So I'm going to start doing those videos for divination. If that takes off, I'll just start a different channel. Otherwise, I'm kind of going to think about doing like a card a day, maybe a day on shuffling, maybe a day on all the major arcanas, the court cards, you know, explaining the Fool's journey, because that's really what it's all about. It starts with the Fool. It starts here, and the entire thing is a beautiful story. It's a journey from the Fool through the Magician, right? All the way up through the Empress, the Emperor. This is all us learning something all along that journey, and we will be able to see our cycles in this, both on a micro level and a macro. It's really neat. So I'm going to teach y'all the Fool's Journey story and how I see it, and that's why I get excited when I read. It's a story, right? And the Lovers. And aren't these cards bright? I feel like they're bright. It's interesting. Anyway. Okay. Peace out. My brothers, my sisters. Support a sister. Hit like, subscribe. I love you all so much. Dearly, dearly, dearly. Catch you on the flip side.